easy for everybody to get caught up in life, but when you've got health issues, it's so easy to get so wrapped up in all of it that the next thing you know, years have gone by and you haven't really worked on yourself. So, I honestly had no idea what I was going to talk about tonight. I'm in an interesting mood. I'm in a good mood because I'm a pretty generally happy person. I really do choose to look on the bright side for the most part. Now, of course, I'm also human and I also have health issues, so I have my moments, but I'm in a good mood, but I'm kind of in a little bit of an edgy mood tonight, and I like to try to keep Fridays really lighthearted. And I was like, I know, I'm going to talk about grief. No, that's not lighthearted. And it's really not. Yes, it could be valuable to some people going into the weekend, but I don't want to end this isn't really work, but I don't know. I don't want to end my work week on such a downer. So I was scrambling around frantically at the last moment and decided home workouts. Because people ask me quite often, do you take live dance classes? I love to dance, and that's my main fitness. And people will ask me, will you take live lessons? No, I absolutely do not take live lessons for a few reasons. Number one, I live 200 road miles from the Arctic Circle. It's about 120 miles as the ravens fly. When it's cold and dark in the middle of winter, which is really long here, I don't want to go out. If I can't haul my lazy, achy ass out of bed and get on my workout gear and go in my living room and press play, there's no way on earth I'm going to go get in my car, drive somewhere, get out into the cold and the dark, go exercise, come back out into the cold and the dark. No, I honestly, I have no interest in going to the gym. I have no interest really in even taking dance classes. Now, I might be persuaded to take private lessons from a dance instructor, and I would set that up to do via Zoom. So I didn't have to leave my house. I'm not agoraphobic, I promise. Why go somewhere if I don't have to? I like working out here. But let's talk about some of the reasons you should consider home workouts. This information is from mindbodygreen.com. Number one, it's a judgment-free zone. You can wear whatever you want. When I used to do Turbo Kick, which was cardio, kickboxing, and dance, a lot of the women involved in that would dress super cute for their workouts. And sometimes I would too. And other times I come out and I'm in I wear my oldest leggings, I wear my oldest t-shirts. It's just me. So I'll come out here sometimes looking pretty ready. I wouldn't go out in public like that. But I can wear whatever I want. And when I want to be really cute, I can put on something cute and feel attractive, and I don't have to worry about anybody judging me. Fibromyalgia, between the fibromyalgia and the Hashimoto's, and to be honest, their symptoms overlap enough that I don't even know what to call what anymore. But my health issues impact my capabilities drastically. And some days, like, I can do a whole turbo kick workout without much problem. Other days, I can barely stagger through a really low intensity, low impact workout. Flexibility. Some days I can do a forward fold and put my hands flat on the floor. Other days I do a forward fold and you'd think I was 90, as I can't even hardly reach my knees. It's just part of it for me. That's embarrassing though. I mean, on the few occasions that I have worked out in public, I had a lot of people comment, because most people aren't. But they get curious. Well, God, I saw you here last week. What happened? Nothing. This is just my life. And I'm still a chunky girl. I would not be comfortable going into a gym. When I was at my heaviest, there's no way in hell I would have gone into a gym. And, I always get really pissed when I see people don't bag on the heavy person at the gym. They are there making themselves better. They're working on it. If you make fun of somebody who's heavy in the gym, you're the asshole. There's just no polite way to put that. You really need to reevaluate your priorities, because you should be, I mean, not go up and make an issue out of encouraging them, but you should be encouraging people who are trying to help themselves. I don't care if it's weight or what they're trying to do. You should be encouraging, because what kind of person wouldn't be? Well, I just told you, an asshole. I hate that word, but it's the truth. Number 2 reason you should consider home workouts. You can listen to your music as loud as you want to. I because of my adrenal problems, I'm kind of, if you're new here, I'm kind of a mess. But due to my adrenal problems, I had to give up my high intensity cardio, and I was devastated. I'm just bawling and bawling. But I had a point, and I don't remember what it was. Damn it. But I like to sing when I work out. Oh, I know what my point was. And they told me I have to keep my heart rate around 120. They don't want it much higher than that, because it's too taxing. If I overtax my adrenals, it's too hard for me to recover. And I was like, oh my gosh, so what the hell am I going to do? Well, I found dance. And then being in Alaska and being not a cold weather person, I had to do something to up my steps. I like to get 10,000 steps a day. Yes, I'm aware that it's an arbitrary number, but it still shows a certain level of activity. So it's not so much the 10,000 steps that matters, it's the level of activity that's really important to me. But I live in a tiny little shotgun style house. It's too cold for me to get outside most of the year, so I added in 20 minutes of a light cardio workout, and I love the music with it. And I always I monitor my heart rate, because this is so awful. I couldn't do this in public. I sing. I turn the thing up as loud as I can, and I sing along with it. I couldn't sing like that in public. And not only do I sing because I enjoy the music and I like to sing, but it's really good way for me to tell if I'm out of breath. If I can't sing, then I'm working too hard. I need to lighten up a little. But you don't have to wear earbuds if you're working out at home, unless you're just trying not to bother other people, but I don't have to worry about that. You have control of the TV. Maybe you have a treadmill or an elliptical. Sometimes you get stuck at the gym and you have to watch the news or soap operas or something horrible. Work out at home, you can control whatever's on TV. Number 3 reason why you should consider home workouts. You really don't need all that equipment. You don't. First of all, body weight exercises are amazing. They're very challenging. They're effective. But you don't need an entire room full of crap. You can set up a nice little home gym with some dumbbells and maybe a barbell and a weight bench. I have a pretty good home setup. I've got a bunch of fitness bands. I've got Bowflex Selectech bar dumbbells. I had to think about that. And they're really cool because they're two just small, I know you can't see my hands in this, don't like portrait, but they're two pretty small chunks. And I can dial them from 5 to 52.5 pounds, which for me is more than enough. And so I have those. I have a weight bench. I have a yoga ball. And I have a bunch of fitness bands. I can do almost anything that I was doing when I used to go to the gym, which was decades ago. You don't need all that stuff. You certainly get some gear. By the way, if you are looking at gear, I highly recommend you look at the Bowflex Selectech, or I'm sure there's other companies that have similar technology, but I think you get so much bang for your buck. And no, unfortunately, I'm not getting any money to say that, but I love them because I do have a wide variety of weights available to me, and I'm not taking up an entire wall of my house. Number 4 reason why you should consider home workouts. I love to dance. You know what? I can dance like no one is watching because nobody is watching. My dogs are the only ones who are ever here. And to be honest, not only do they not care, they usually snooze through the whole thing. But my passion is choreography. It's something I got from my mom. She wasn't a professional dancer by any stretch, but we just both really enjoy it. And the cool thing about dance, fitness connects you better with your spirit. Dance lets you express your spirit. There's an excellent book called The Body Keeps the Score, and it's about unresolved trauma and what an impact it has on us physically and mentally. It's a really, really, really good book. I highly recommend it if you are in a situation like that. But they talk about how people who have a lot of problems with unresolved trauma and who have problems expressing themselves, dance allows people to express themselves, and it helps work through some of that trauma. And I don't want to do that in front of other people. I have gotten to where it's really intimate me time. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it is. I don't want to share that with anybody. When I dance, it's just, how do I feel that day? What are my emotions like? How does my body feel? What kind of mood am I in? And I can express all of that. Is there anything, what dark cloud is hanging over me? I can work through all that through dance. And that's, honestly, I think that's something you'll either understand completely. You're either going to go, oh yeah, I get it. Or you're like, lady, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. But it's so cool. You've got YouTube. You've got Rumble. You've got all these platforms. Just go out and look for something. What do you like to do? I belly dance. I never would have thought I'd enjoy it. I freaking love it so much. I have 3 ladies. I have one lady I dance with very regularly. She's my favorite. I even joined her Patreon, but I still use her YouTube channel because it's easier to pull up on my TV. But I have 2 other ladies that I like to dance with. The cardio that I do is more of a hip hop choreography. But hell, I've hula danced. Just try. If it sounds interesting, give it a try. What do you got to lose? You're in your home. No one's going to judge you. If you have to, wait till everybody's gone. But be adventurous. Try new things. You'll never know. Again, I would have never thought I'd fall in love with belly dancing. And not only did I fall in love with belly dancing, but the benefits that it's given me, namely, it's really opened up, of course, my hips, but it's really opened up my upper back and my shoulders. Now, like a lot of women, I carry my stress in my shoulders and my neck. But also, people with chronic pain, I mean, think about it. When you're at the doctor's office and they're going to do something to you that's going to hurt, what do they always tell you? Breathe. You got to breathe. Well, people who live in chronic pain, we become very, very shallow breathers. The Western world, at least America, is pretty shallow breathers to start with. But when you're in pain all the time, you don't take deep breaths. Well, what happens is your intercostal muscles, the ones between your ribs, they're supposed to expand. I almost said flex and bend. No, expand and contract as you breathe. And when you don't take deep breaths very often and you don't move those, they get really tight and locked up, and trust me, it causes all kinds of fascia issues, and I'm just a knotted up mess. But belly dance has really opened that up more than yoga did for me, to be honest. And it made such an impact on me that my primary care doctor has started recommending it to other chronic pain patients. So, plug for belly dance there. Belly Dancer Diaries is my favorite, in case you were wondering. But the 5th reason why you should consider home workouts, it's the best me time. It really is. Everybody in my life knows my workouts are non-negotiable. It's the only time really that I put myself first completely. Hi, beautiful. How are you? It's the only time I ever put myself first. And, the last few years have been hard for all of us, but not long before COVID, we lost my aunt. And then my mom got sick. And then while we were dealing with mom's slow decline, my dad got really sick. And it was early 2020. It was right before COVID. He was fine in January. He almost died twice in that February. And then, of course, COVID hit. My mom's health continued to decline. It's been chaos. And I've been so grateful to have a way to express myself. And, sometimes I'll be dancing and the emotion gets to me. I would be mortified if I burst into tears in the middle of a class in public. But when I do it here, it's no big deal. I just pause the video, I cry it out, I get it off my chest, then I dry my tears, take a few deep breaths, I pick up the remote control, and off we go again. When my mom was still fairly healthy, it was funny because I used to always answer if it was mom or dad. Didn't matter what I was doing, I would answer. And I remember mom telling me one day, you can call me back, okay? If it's important, I'll leave a message, but you're exercising, that has to come first. And she's like, yeah, really, even if it's something tragic, if it's really tragic, what the hell are you gonna do about it anyway? I thought that was a good perspective, and it's really helped me keep that, well, in perspective, that, it's okay to have an hour a day that's all about me, and where I do shut out the outside world and I do focus inward. It helps me be present. It helps me, God, it keeps me sane. If I didn't exercise, I would be so much crazier than I am. It's my Prozac. It really is. And I'm so blessed because I had my turbo kick and I had a huge passion for it. Excuse me. And then when they took that away from me, seriously, how flippin' lucky am I to turn around and find another form of exercise that fit my really tight requirements, that I love, that I'm just as passionate about as I was about turbo. That is good. I have people tell me all the time, and by the way, don't say this to people because it's kind of rude, but people tell me all the time that I'm really unlucky. Okay, first of all, I absolutely do not see myself that way. Everybody's life has challenges. But the fact that I have been able to find two completely different formats that I'm passionate about, that I love enough, that no matter what kind of pain day I'm having, because look, I know I'm not stupid. I know when I have to rest, but for the most part, movement is what gives me more energy. Movement, it loosens things up. It keeps me from just, when I take a day off, I try to take Sundays off because I know a rest day is important. But man, my body is so tight by Monday morning. It's I don't know. It's the best me time. I got off on a tangent. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up because I am exhausted. I had a great week. Every morning has been freaking ridiculously high pain, but I've been getting a break almost every afternoon, and that is with no medication. Thank you very damn much. Alaska's really, really, really weird about the opioid crisis. And even though, and my doctor and I have had so many conversations about it because I'm just like, what the hell? I'm not allowed to be viewed, and I know some of you have heard this 100 times, but too bad. I'm not allowed to be viewed as an individual because other people abuse drugs, and obviously that means all of us with chronic illnesses abuse drugs. Well, if they would allow me to be judged on my own merits, I've never wanted to rely on, I can't say never. I took myself off of a pretty high Vicodin intake years ago. It's been at least 10 years, I think. And I had a doctor tell me once, I don't mind giving you something when you call me and ask, because you don't take advantage of your situation. You don't expect to pill this all away, and I don't. But so I haven't had any pain pills in a while. And I quit taking, not entirely, but I've cut way back on ibuprofen and acetaminophen, because acetaminophen is so flippin' hard on your liver, and ibuprofen is really hard on your gut. Well, I have an unhealthy gut. I don't need, because of course I have an unhealthy gut, but I don't need to make it worse. So I've been trying really hard to avoid those things, and I'm still getting some pain-free time in the afternoon. But I am exhausted because I've been so busy this week. I was mad productive at work. I'm really proud of myself. I'm glad I chose a happy topic for tonight, even if I did cry a little. But it's just been a hell of a week. A good week, but it's been crazy. So I'm going to go have a shot of tequila and start figuring out what I'm going to do with my chicken for dinner. So have a great weekend. Be nice to each other. Be nice to yourselves.